That boy once made the whole world fall in love with his bright smile, sweet voice, and innocent eyes. But few knew that the moment the stage lights came on, Justin Bieber's childhood quietly slipped away. Amid the hugs, the compliments, the seemingly caring hands, something felt wrong. At 15, he didn't understand why he was scared. He only knew that the line between who he was and what he did was slowly disappearing. The media called it the loving embrace of adults. But for a child, sometimes that embrace can become a trap. No one truly knows how dark Justin's memories run because he learned to smile for the cameras, to sing louder just to bury the truth boiling inside. And now, in his 30s, Justin says he's still trying to reconnect with that boy he once was, the one the world treated like a product made for pleasure and profit. So what really happened to Hollywood's golden boy, and why even now, with everything he has, do his eyes still carry that unshakable sadness? Justin Bieber, a name so familiar it's almost woven into the fabric of modern pop culture. In recent years, we've mostly seen headlines filled with negativity surrounding his life and choices. But what really happened to turn him into the man we see today? Let's rewind to when Bieber was just 10 years old. His musical talent surfaced early, busking on the streets of Stratford, Ontario, earning nearly $3,000 in one summer, enough to take his mom to Disneyland. By 2007, in that small Canadian town, a 13-year-old boy sat on the front steps of his home with a cheap guitar, singing with pure, innocent passion. He had no idea that moment would spark one of the most remarkable fame stories of the 21st century. His mother, Patty Mallet, just wanted to capture her son singing and share it with family. But after a few clicks, those home videos were uploaded to YouTube and began spreading like wildfire. Justin's clear voice, bright eyes, and innocent smile made millions stop and listen. One of those viewers was Scooter Braun, a young music manager who became obsessed with finding the boy in the video. He drove over 500 kilometers to track Justin down. Weeks later, Justin met Usher, signed with RBMG and Island Records, and officially entered the professional music world at just 13 years old. From there, everything moved like a whirlwind. His debut EP My World became an instant sensation. Early singles like One Time and One Less Lonely Girl, 2009, climbed into the top 20 in the US and Canada, dominating radio airwaves. He became the first artist in history to have 7 songs from a debut album chart on the Billboard Hot 100. And then came Baby, the 2010 hit that exploded worldwide, turning Justin Bieber into a global phenomenon. Though it became one of the most disliked videos on YouTube, it also made him the youngest male artist ever to top the Billboard charts with My World 2.0. From small-town stages in Canada to massive arenas filled with tens of thousands of fans screaming his name, Bieber fever took over the world. Teen girls fainted, cried, and screamed until events had to be shut down because of uncontrollable crowds. But while the world was losing its mind over him, Justin was still just a 15-year-old kid, suddenly thrown into the eye of fame's hurricane, where every gaze, every expectation, and every temptation began to close in. And that was only the beginning. The rise of a boy born from the internet and the first true victim of it. Success came too fast, too soon. At 14, most kids are supposed to be in school, hanging out with friends, worrying about their next math test. But for Justin Bieber, those years slipped away between long flights, recording studios, and press conferences. In the public eye, JB was a golden phenomenon, the boy who represented the first true generation of social media. But behind the bright lights was a schedule so suffocating it barely left him room to breathe. Every day, someone else decided when he could eat, sleep, or perform. His childhood was gradually reduced to one word: management. "I never had the chance to grow up like a normal kid," Justin later confessed in an interview. As fame skyrocketed, another kind of pressure began to appear, attention that often went too far. He was called onto dozens of talk shows where hosts sometimes turned him into the punchline. They asked invasive personal questions, made overly familiar gestures, and even inappropriate jokes, leaving the 15-year-old visibly uncomfortable on live television. Alarming part of Justin's early career, however, involved his connection to music mogul P. Diddy. Only after Diddy's scandals were exposed in 2024 did the public start to realize just how disturbing that relationship may have been. It began in 2009 when Justin was just 15. Diddy publicly stated that they spent 48 hours together, hinting at activities he refused to explain, calling it a 15-year-old's dream. He also mentioned that they were going to go full buck crazy and referenced parties involving locked doors, drinks, and women. In hindsight, those comments seem highly inappropriate. Diddy reportedly promised Justin luxury gifts, a Lamborghini when he turned 16 and a house by 18, behavior many now describe as classic grooming tactics. Even Usher, Justin's mentor and the person who introduced him to Diddy, later admitted he wouldn't send his own son to Diddy's so-called puffy camp. When asked about it, Usher bluntly replied, "Hell no." That remark revealed that even he had doubts about Diddy's influence and environment. When the allegations against Diddy surfaced, sources close to Justin said he was deeply shocked and emotionally distressed. He completely shut down, refusing to talk about the subject or process what had happened. More recently, fans began noticing strange symbolism and hidden clues in Justin's 2020 music video, Yummy. Some now believe the video may have contained subtle messages connected to those past experiences, a silent cry for help from someone who had been carrying the weight of his own trauma for years. The Bizzle era, around 2013 to 2014, marked the downfall of Justin Bieber's clean-cut image. The once innocent teen idol had turned into a rebellious bad boy, constantly making headlines for scandals and run-ins with the law. But Justin's life had never been easy, and his behavior wasn't without reason. He started experimenting with drugs and stimulants as young as 12 or 13, trying to cope with the crushing pressure of fame. He later admitted to using marijuana, lean, a mix of codeine cough syrup, pills, Molly, and shrooms. Things got so bad that his security team reportedly checked his pulse at night just to make sure he was still breathing. At 19, Justin was pulled over while driving a yellow Lamborghini under the influence. Tests later showed traces of THC and Xanax in his system. The arrest shocked the world, a clear sign that the boy who once ruled the pop charts was spiraling out of control. Just months later, he was caught in another mess, egging a neighbor's house and causing over $80,000 in damage. He was ordered to pay restitution, attend anger management classes, and serve 2 years of probation. But what truly broke fans' hearts were the moments of reckless arrogance, like the time he allegedly spit toward a neighbor after an argument. Then came the viral clip of him peeing in a restaurant mop bucket, laughing and shouting disrespectful things. Within hours, the internet blew up. Another hit to his already crumbling reputation. Around that time, Justin's relationship with the paparazzi turned explosive. In London, when a photographer called him a little jerk, Justin jumped out of his car yelling, trying to swing at the guy. The chaotic scene was caught on camera and went viral, another reminder of how unstable things had become. And it didn't stop there. In Bogota, Colombia, Justin snuck out at night to spray graffiti, a maple leaf and a cannabis symbol, while being escorted by police. What he thought was harmless expression backfired, sparking outrage from locals who said he was disrespecting their culture. Not long after, he canceled his 19th birthday party in London after some friends weren't allowed inside the club. He tweeted simply, "Worst birthday ever." Then came another PR disaster, showing up nearly 2 hours late to his O2 Arena concert because he'd been playing video games backstage. Fans booed loudly, and just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, they did. In 2014, 2 old videos leaked showing a young Justin, around 14 or 15, singing a parody song while using racially offensive words. The internet went nuclear. The same outlets that once called him the Prince of Pop now tore him apart. His reputation hit rock bottom. Justin apologized immediately, admitting, "I was young, foolish, and ignorant, but now I understand how deeply words can hurt." It was a heartfelt apology, but the damage was done. The world wasn't ready to forgive him. To many, he was a lost young star, swallowed by the very fame he once dreamed of. In a world where every emotion is magnified, Justin Bieber's love life became a mirror reflecting the tragedy of fame. A place where real love was distorted into a public spectacle for the world to dissect. His relationship with Selena Gomez, which began in 2010, was once described as a teen dream. 2 young stars growing up together, sharing the pressure, and finding comfort in the same spotlight. They understood each other in a way only those who grew up under constant surveillance could. For years, Selena was Justin's anchor, standing by him through countless controversies, from his altercation with paparazzi in 2012 to the crowd booing him on stage in 2013. But even the most beautiful love can crumble under the weight of fame. Between 2010 and 2018, they broke up, reunited, and fell apart again. Mistrust, exhaustion, and relentless schedules slowly tore them down. Justin later admitted that he had been reckless, that he had hurt people he truly cared about. There were rumors he had crossed lines while still involved with Selena, and even speculation about a secret fling with Rihanna back in 2011. Selena would later reveal that she endured emotional wounds from that relationship, and that walking away was what finally allowed her to find herself again. At one point, Justin's mother, Patty, appeared to side with Selena, tweeting a cryptic message that hinted at Kendall Jenner being a homewrecker when Justin was seen getting close to Kendall and Hailey. After their final breakup, Justin reconnected with Hailey Baldwin, a longtime friend and someone who had admired him since she was young. Their reunion in 2018 quickly led to a whirlwind wedding. But behind the smiles, Justin later admitted that he had expected too much from marriage, hoping it would heal everything broken inside him. Instead, it forced him to face wounds he had never truly confronted. Hailey became his rock through some of his darkest chapters, supporting him through illness, depression, and isolation. But constant comparisons to Selena and the relentless spotlight taught them to protect their relationship in silence. Rumors surfaced from an old fan who claimed Haley had once been obsessed, using fan accounts to track Justin's whereabouts and accidentally bump into him. Though Justin and Haley had known each other since 2014, he was honest with her in 2016, saying he wasn't ready for commitment yet. Perhaps Justin never truly learned how to love, because he never got the chance to grow up like everyone else. For Justin Bieber, love has always walked hand in hand with pain. Every relationship left a scar, not because he didn't care, but because fame left wounds that never fully healed. After years of living inside the whirlwind of fame, Justin Bieber began facing what few ever see behind the spotlight, the exhaustion of both body and soul. From a very young age, Justin carried the unimaginable pressure of being a global superstar while still trying to figure out how to grow up. Born into an incomplete family with a mother who struggled through depression and loneliness, Justin learned early how to suppress his emotions. His mom once tried to numb her own pain through self-medicating, and as he grew older, Justin followed the same path without even realizing it. What started as casual marijuana use in his teenage years soon escalated into stronger substances. He said it felt like a release, an escape from the crushing expectations of being a pop icon. Unlike most people, his life came with too much exposure, too much money, and not enough peace. In 2014, Justin was arrested for driving under the influence, but behind that mugshot, mocked endlessly by the media, was a young man silently crying out for help. He later admitted, "I was in pain, confused, and angry at myself." In the years that followed, Justin's health took a troubling turn. He was diagnosed with Lyme disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, and later, in 2022, Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, which partially paralyzed his face. The conditions left him drained, aching, and struggling to think clearly. He couldn't blink, smile, or even move one side of his nose. Eventually, he had to postpone, and later cancel, his entire Justice World tour. And just like that, Justin vanished from the stage. But the physical pain was only part of the battle. Inside, Justin was fighting something deeper. Anxiety haunted him. At public events, he often appeared physically distressed, fidgeting, slouching, avoiding eye contact. He admitted there were days when he didn't want to go on anymore, when getting out of bed felt impossible, and the world seemed filled with dread. He spoke openly, encouraging anyone who felt alone to say it out loud, because staying silent had only deepened his own suffering. In time, Justin turned to therapy and faith for grounding. "I used to think fame would make me happy," he said, "but now I understand. What I really needed was peace." He's learning to heal, to forgive himself, and to show compassion for other young stars living under the same weight. Justin once told Billie Eilish that he never wanted her to go through what he did, that she could always count on him. And when he spoke those words, you could feel the truth in his voice, the pain of someone who had, in his own way, been deeply hurt by the industry that once made him a star. Even now, Justin Bieber's life seems far from peaceful. At 31, now a father to a baby boy nearly a year old, still hasn't found the sense of stability he's been searching for. He stepped away from the noise of the spotlight, yet somehow his life continues to worry fans more than ever. Since early 2025, new photos of Justin have caught everyone's attention. A hollow face, tired eyes, and a fragile, almost lifeless expression. In live streams and social media posts, he's shown strange behaviors, moments of confusion, rambling thoughts, and unsettling silence. Many believe he's battling something deeper, that his mental health is in real trouble. Sources close to him claim Justin barely eats, struggles to sleep, and often stays up all night lost in his own thoughts. Fans have been heartbroken seeing their idol, once radiant and full of life, now a shadow of himself. With his buzz-cut, thin frame and distant stare, Justin often looks like a man drifting through a world that no longer feels like his own. In early March 2025, he stirred controversy again after posting a series of photos showing himself using marijuana. Despite harsh backlash online, he continued sharing videos and freestyle raps, raw, chaotic, and free spirited, leaving fans even more concerned about his state of mind. A close family friend told Daily Mail, "He's in a really dark place right now. Justin isn't sleeping, barely eating, and sends random messages in the middle of the night. He thinks he's fine, but he's really not. The scariest part is, he doesn't realize he needs help." Meanwhile, Haley, his wife, has reportedly turned to faith for strength. A member of their church revealed, "She's been asking everyone to pray for Justin. Haley's tried everything, but nothing seems to work. Now all she can do is put her faith in God." He's faced storms before, but somehow it feels like Justin Bieber is still trapped in a cycle, one of fame, faith, and loneliness, spinning endlessly with no escape in sight. Maybe Justin Bieber is one of the clearest examples of what happens when fame comes too early. He once had it all, the money, the spotlight, the millions of fans, yet lost the one thing that mattered most: peace of mind. Looking back at his journey, I don't see a spoiled celebrity like the world used to label him. I see a kid who grew up inside a golden cage, where every emotion was dissected and every mistake was put on trial for the world to judge. Today, Justin is a grown man, a husband, soon to be a father, but the cracks from his past haven't fully healed. He's still learning how to mend, how to rediscover what it truly means to live, not just survive. Justin Bieber isn't just a music icon. He's a reminder that behind every dazzling light, there's a human being fighting quietly to hold themselves together. And maybe, just maybe, the bravest thing he's ever done wasn't performing in front of thousands of screaming fans, but admitting that he needed to be saved. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Even a little attention and support is enough to make a big difference. If you found this video useful and entertaining, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Every comment you leave means a lot to us and is an incredible help in preparing our next content. If you have any questions or topics you want us to explore further, please leave a comment. We will continue striving to bring you better content and deeper stories. Wishing you good health, and may every day of yours be filled with wonderful things. Thank you, and see you in the next video.